my name is Sharon Huizinga, and I'm a Homeworks by Precept Consultant. I want to share today what a day in the life of a homeschooling family with special needs is like. A lot of people look at BJU Press Homeschool materials and they say this is a really rigorous curriculum and I don't think I can do it, but I want to prove to you today that it can be done even if you have things like therapy in the middle of your day, or for us, it's at the beginning of our day. Toddlers running around. I seem to have a whole bunch of all of the above that is just not letting us have that perfect, scheduled, timed out day. And learning that sometimes perfect doesn't have to look like a scheduled day. It looks like making progress and enjoying each other's company and building relationships. And every day we are learning, and every day we're building those relationships. So let's go. Okay, so this morning we had occupational therapy first. We had one of our kiddos having occupational therapy while another one was also having occupational therapy. The place we go has two therapists at the same time, which is fantastic. The other two of my kids were hanging out in the waiting room. They have a really cool setup where half the waiting room is on one side of the building and half is on the other side of the building, and it's completely open space. So adults usually hang on one side and the other side is designed for kids. So my oldest and one of my middles hung out there. They actually practiced some of the OT activities that my oldest had learned while he was in OT. He's since graduated. They actually stood there and practiced while I went in with my toddler and learned some more skills that I can take home to do with him at home. So, of course, my 2-year-old is not in any of BJU Press's curriculum yet. However, we don't know what's going on with him, but he is showing readiness signs for learning to read and a lot of advanced math skills for a 2-year-old. So he will be watching a little bit of hopscotch with my 5-year-old, which, if you're familiar with it, is K-5's current beginnings curriculum. So we're really excited to have him join in with that. So we got OT done this morning, and what I've learned is to try to bunch up my therapy appointments, because when we first started, we would do one on one day and one on another day, and it really messed up our schedule, especially took away something that's really important to me, the ability to go on field trips, because 2 days out of 5 were already shot because we're doing therapy. And I don't know if your family's like mine, but with my family, the way it is, when we go out sometime during the day, especially in the morning hours, we don't get a lot of school done that day because things are just off. We'll get stuff done, and my rule is we got to get reading, writing, and math done every day, all of the school days. Those are my really, really important things. And the other things are also super important, but they're a lot easier to spread out into the summer. So it's not as like, oh, I have to do, a full English lesson and a full math lesson on a hot summer day, where in Michigan we don't have a lot of great weather except for in the summer. So I really don't want to keep them in that long. So we spread like history, heritage studies, and science out into the summer. Especially cool because with science you can do a lot of experiments that involve the sun, planting, etc. out in the good weather. So that works out really, really well, especially bug finding. My kids really like that. So I am going to give you a quick update. After OT, we had for one of my children, it's cognitive behavioral therapy and coping skills. For another child, it's play therapy. My 2-year-old obviously isn't sitting there talking about his feelings, etc., although he does a little bit. But mostly it's play for him and learning social interaction in an appropriate way that another child his own age wouldn't be able to teach him. So we do have that kind of social interaction when we go to story times and the library and other activities. We go to museums, whatever. he'll get to play with kids his own age there, but at play therapy, he's learning to behave in appropriate ways, and he's learning to transition from one activity to the next without having major meltdowns, which was a huge problem for him. So we're really excited about the progress he's making. And my other child that's doing cognitive behavioral therapy also is making great progress. So we are super, super thankful for the professionals that are coming alongside us. But now it is time to get some lunch. So we're going to head inside. Actually, the kids are already inside. You can tell my car is empty right now. It's quiet, isn't it? It's lovely. So they're inside getting washed up and ready for lunch. Let's go see how they're doing. All right, so we've got lunch going now. We've got a bunch of different lunch options. I kind of let the kids get whatever they'd like. We have a specific day that my oldest is allowed to make macaroni and cheese, which is a special treat, but also, of course, a little bit of a mess. So we keep that to one day a week. So he has made his mac and cheese since that's today's special treat. And we are going to do our lunch, clean up, and then get into school mode pretty quickly here. All right, these silly guys are finishing up lunch. We've got our middles here finishing up lunch, and I've got my pile of school books here from therapy. We take a bunch of books with us to get some school done. Like I mentioned, we don't use our distance learning out at therapy right now just because the appointments are not really long enough to really get everything set and done. Sometimes they're 30 minutes long and we just get a little bit of paperwork done. So easy peasy, or 45. So yeah, Charlie is done. He's my silly boy. He's being ridiculous. So we're gonna get going and get some more school done. All right, it is just after 2 here, and my oldest has moved on from lunch to math. As you can see, he has all of his materials ready here, and he's got a little occupational therapy going on here. He's going to work on his hand strength while he watches his lecture, and which is fun because it's just a toy to play with, honestly, and it is working on his hand strength. So that's kind of awesome. So Mr. Matasiewicz is in his ears. He can hear that, and he cannot hear me, hopefully, because he has noise canceling headphones on, which is super important when you have kids with attention issues. So there we go. We've got math going, and I've got another one finishing up lunch, and she'll be starting on school as well in a moment. All right, here we have afternoon school time. My oldest is in the family room, which is over on the other side of the house. He's concentrating on his upper level classes, and pretty soon here he's going to wrap that up and just have some time to be creative and do what he wants to do. We have my second grader doing her second grade work. She's got her third grade courses in the mail. They are coming soon, so we're looking forward to Box Day. My kindergartner is working on phonics right now, and my toddler is doing a preschool workbook, but you know, he's kind of just coloring. So he's involved in everything that the other kids are doing, and that keeps him happier most of the time. So pretty soon here, it's probably about 3 o'clock. We're gonna wrap things up and move on to afternoon chores and our own activities of whatever our choosing is. So art or music or just reading and hanging out. And then this evening we've got some activities as well. We try to keep that to a minimum, but today's a busy day. I hope this video has been helpful to you. I've enjoyed showing you a little bit about our family. I hope you can see that if you have a life that is a little bit less structured, that you can be successful and you can thrive in that life. I hope you've seen that we were able to get school done today. Did we get every single subject done today? No, we didn't. But we will hit all of them tomorrow, Lord willing. And we're just going to keep going. We're going to try to make progress. We're going to build those relationships within our family. We're going to have fun, and we're going to build our love of learning. And you know what? We're going to succeed every time if those are the things that you're focusing on. Just remember that I don't do a full school year, September through May. I tend to use more of the year than September through May. I tend to use September all the way through the summer. We take several weeks off in the summer just to hang out and enjoy the good weather while we have it. But maybe I'll make another video for you to tell you a little bit about how we do school over the summer. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And as always, be sure to contact your local homeworks consultant. We don't only offer discounts, but we also offer homeschool support all year long.